Hi, thank you so much for joining me once again. Welcome to my channel. We looked at importance of understanding or knowing what you are up against, what you want to start, so that you know how to go about it. So we spoke about your vision, your mission, and your goals. So today we talk about strategies, the things that you need to do on day to day to be able to meet up with that vision at the end of the day, or to be able to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. All right, and then one of it is about financial planning. I'm sure a lot of you have heard the importance. You've heard the stories of how people, go bankrupt, and how businesses fold and everything. And majority of the times, it's tied to financial indiscipline. So today, let's look at financial planning. So this is a very, very important strategy, be it in your personal endeavor, be it in your business. It's a very important strategy. You really need to know how to go about it very well, right? So financial planning, it underscores three elements basically. It underscores budgeting, it underscores recording your financial transactions, and then it underscores analysis at the end of the day. So you analyze your financial performance against your budget, right? So the three elements: budgeting, recording financial transactions, and then analysis of your financial performance at the end of the day. So most times, personally, I set my budget at the beginning of every year, right? So, but you can do it. You can set up a personal calendar for yourself, or if it's your business, you can make it a fiscal calendar. You can start from any time and end at any time, right? You can do it monthly, you can do it yearly, however you want to do it, but you just have to, start. So, when we talk about budgeting, it's not all about limiting your expenses as some of us may understand it to be, but actually it's about forecasting, or letting you understand the financial commitment, or your financial standing proud to any venture, proud to anything that you plan to do, right? So personal financial planning or financial budgeting, you have to take a look at your expenses, your sources of revenue, and then your savings at the end of the day. That is your revenue minus expenses. All right. So you have to be very, very factual, very, very truthful with your budgeting. You don't have to bloat anything. You don't have to, under record or underestimate anything. You don't have to, so you just have to be factual. You just have to be conservative, right, with your revenue. So when you know that your revenue capacity for a year, for instance, is like 10,000, so you can do your recording within maybe 8,000, 9,000, so that whatever happens, your revenue will be within the limit. You understand? So we'll talk about your expenses. Your expenses underscores your living expenses. That is your rent, if you are still living in a rented apartment, or wherever you live in, and then your feeding. All right, so your feeding is about everything, about food, be it if you're cooking, be it if you're eating outside, and everything. You look at travel expenses, leisure, everything about your personal expenses. We call it living expenses, your clothing. All right. Then other things, investment. All right. Investment is also expenses. Is taking out funds from you. All right. So you note it under expenses. and then maybe gifts to other people, charity, or whatever that you are engaged in. So you have to note all these things. You have to make it very, very comprehensive, like very, very truthful. Like let it reflect everything that you plan to do. Definitely things will change a little bit, but your budget should serve as a guide. At the end of the day, you have miscellaneous. All right. So one of the factors or the reasons why you keep your budget is to be able to know what you can afford and what you cannot afford. So definitely, before you spend anything, you have to consult your budget at every time to know, okay, this is exactly how much I have and budgeted for my feeding. So if I plan to eat this today, if you break, if I break my budgeting for feeding on daily basis, can I actually afford it? Or if I eat it, can I afford to trim down on other days, what I have to spend on other days? So it will give you the financial discipline. So that is one of the reasons why you have to, keep a financial budget to be able to know what you can afford. The fact that you have money today, let's say you have $100,000 hit your account, you may think that you can afford a Mercedes Benz of maybe like $80,000 because you have the money. But with your budget, you'll be able to understand, I can't really afford it because this is the greatest or the greater part of my revenue. So if I blow it on this, I will not be able to have finances to take care of other things that I have commitment for. You understand? So your budget will let you understand what you'll be able to afford, what you'll be able to, say no to, and then, it goes without saying, everybody has been hammering on the importance of being able to know when to say no, right? So with your financial budget, you'll be able to know when you should be able to say no to a request that pertains financial commitment. All right. So because if your budget cannot allow it, then saying yes to that means that you're gonna be in financial trouble in one way or the other. All right. So expenses should be duly covered in your budgeting, your revenue, everything, everywhere, every means you feel that you get money from for the duration of the budget should be recorded. All right. So if you are a worker, if you're an employee, your salary after tax, because that is your that is the revenue that comes to you at the end of the day, right? So that is the one that you note down, not the one before tax. So after all the external expenses, the one that comes to you personally, you note it as your revenue. And then if you have other ventures that you're engaged in, after the business expenses and everything, and then what you keep as retained revenue for the business, I will advise you just digress a bit. If you are running a business, it's very important to not to let every money that comes from your business be a personal income for you. You should have a salary paid to yourself from your business, and that is what the budgeting does for you, to know exactly how much you need from your business to cater for your personal expenses. All right, so your business has its own budget at the end of the day, so you'll be able to know, okay, this is exactly what the business needs to remain sustainable. But at the end of the day, how much do I need to pay myself? How much do I need to keep inside the business as a retained revenue for the business to keep on going? And how much do I need to, pay myself? We call it drawing, right? Draw to myself to keep myself going. One of the problems that entrepreneurs have is balancing exactly how much you need to draw from your business. If you draw too much, your business is going to be in trouble. Then if you draw too small, that will help your life to be livable, then definitely you have a personal problem, financial problem. So when you understand that, you know when a business is sustainable enough for you, especially when you're starting off. Maybe basically a lot of people with one business has this problem. So knowing when to, and then that is what your personal budgeting does for you. You keep your personal budget as well. You keep your business budget so that you know how to balance that effectively, so that none will suffer. You will not suffer personally because you are running a business, because you need to save for the business as well. Your business will not suffer because you are spending too much from the business, right? Your business will not have the risk of folding up or liquidating, right? So that's the revenue. So the savings after the expenses, when you take out all the expenses from your revenue, is what we call savings. When you're talking about personal budget, if it's business budget, it would come as retained revenue, right? You decide what to do with it. If it's a corporate business, the company will decide whether to declare it as a dividend for the investors, for shareholders. All right, so that is your budgeting. Then we'll look at the recording. Of course, you don't end as at just the budget, and you need to keep your personal everyday financial transaction, because the purpose of the budget is to be able to know, was I able to keep to my budget? How far did I deviate from my budget at the end of the budget duration? Right, so you have to keep your day-to-day financial account, right? What you spend on, what is coming, revenue that you are generating, everything that is coming your way that has to do with finance, you have to record it. There are a lot of apps right now, accounting apps. You don't need to be a very, very good accountant to be able to use them. You can check them out. Just Google the financial accounting software that I can use. Some they are compatible with your laptop, some with your phone, so that any financial dealing that you have, you just record it immediately on the go, and it updates. Some of them they can update to all your gadgets instantly once you are able to record it from a point. Right, so your financial recording, it's the same way you record your expenses, you record your revenue at the end of every time, right? And then with the software, some of them will record your profit or savings automatically for you, right? So with your business, definitely it is the same way. You have to keep record of all your financial dealing, all your financial transactions, so that you know at the end of the day, are you really making profit, or are you really running at a loss, or are you just running a roller coaster kind of business? All right, so that is about the recording. And then the financial analysis. At the end of the day, I will share important reasons why this is very important. What do you do with your financial record at the end of the day? Your financial record, one, it will show you what you are spending money on. It will shock you sometimes. Like there's a lady, I asked her if she had a financial record, and she said no, she doesn't want to get heart attack because she knows how she spent. She doesn't just want to see a reflection of that. But when I started, at the end of the day, at the end of the year, when I checked, one of the things that shocked me the most is how much I spent on car wash. It's very, very shocking. I spent about $500 at the end of the year on car wash, because I wash every 2 days, right? So I started thinking, how can I use this positively, channel this positively in another way? So there was a guy in my street, just finished school, looking for how to start his life and everything at the time. So he was really looking for something like a head start in terms of finances. And I was like, see, for a period of 1 year, what do you need? He wanted to start a hair salon, just a small hair salon in the neighborhood, right? So he just learned how to cut hair and all that. So I asked him, so what do you need? He said he needed about 400, equivalent of like $400. And I was like, see, from my budget, I know that, okay, see what is going to happen. I can give you $500, right? And then you'll be washing my car anytime that I needed, every 2 days. And it was a deal, and he was able to use the money to start. And then the business is doing so well today. You understand? So that is one importance, knowing what you're spending so much on, that on the day to day it seems very very insignificant, but when you take it like you analyze it for a period of time, maybe a year, it becomes to make sense to you, like it becomes huge. All right. So one other example personally I discovered is after analyzing my financial record, I discovered that now I was spending a whole lot on entertainment, on outing and all that, and bulk of them was clubbing and playing snooker. You understand? So clubbing most of the times is because of drinks. Because when you go to clubs, sometimes you wanna like clean big boy, pop bottle and all that. So I started, this thing is not really even necessary. So it's initiated my journey to stop drinking entirely. So right now, of course, I do go to club once in a while, but when I do, I just get my jar of this fruit juice. I just sip on it normal, just be on a corner, and enjoy myself. And you still enjoy yourself in a very healthy way. At the end of the day, you're saving a whole lot. So at a time when I analyzed that, I noticed I was spending more than close to 2,000 something dollars for a year on clubs. It was crazy. You understand? It was very crazy. So the year following, I saved a whole lot. I was able to save a whole lot from there. Yeah, that is what it does. First, knowing what to cut down on. All right, knowing the things that you can do in another way, or you can use channel in a more positive or productive way. All right. And then we keep talking about buying things that we don't really need at the end of the day, or spending on things that it's too much. All right, it's too much for you. So like having just a position somewhere that takes a whole lot of money. So with analysis of your budget, you'll be able to know, okay, for those of you that are looking for business ideas, seriously, like your business ideas lies in analysis of your personal, or your personal budget, all right, your personal financial record. It lies there, because when you analyze it very well, you start understanding what you can really really venture into. So the next importance is knowing how to turn a possession to a revenue generation means, right? So maybe your possession may be a car. I used to live somewhere that the landlord had a lot of cars, about 3 cars, just lying in the compound, and he spent a whole lot at the end of every time to keep them maintained, change oil. Sometimes he doesn't even drive them, but he has to warm them up and all that. It was a whole lot of work. I could see that, honestly. I could see that it was a whole lot of work keeping them in shape. And he just had one reliable car that he uses. When I talk about reliability, I talk about fuel consumption. Where I live, fuel is very very expensive, so reliable car that he uses most of the times. And he had these cars lying around. And one of the days I advised him, he has a nephew. He has a nephew that was just staying with him looking for job at a time. So I was like, why not? And this guy knows how to drive very well. You know, he likes driving. So why not you use these cars to start car rental? At the end of the month, you could get something. And he heeded to my advice, and the rest is history. All right. So on a personal level, one of the importance is knowing how to turn your liability. When we talk about liabilities, things that you are liable to, commit your finances to from time to time. So your car can be a liability. Your car can also be a very big asset. Your house can be a liability. Your asset means something that can hold improve value over time, right? Retain value, and then something that can help you reduce expenses, you understand, or something that can generate income, right? So that is anything that has any of these three elements is an asset. But on the other line, on the other side, liability is not bad. Liability can be a loan, right? You know that you are liable to be paying the loan back. So you can get a loan for productive means. It's a liability, but it's something that you are using. So liability is not a very bad thing. I'm just digressing a little bit to let you understand. But in this sense, liability being something that takes money out of your pocket from time to time without really, maybe sometimes you just cruise the car, catch fun, go out with a car, race shoulders, you have nice car and all that. But does it really worth it like that? You get to a point that definitely you can have comfortably afford those things without breaking a sweat. But this is the catch: the people that really are up there, they know the value of these things, so they don't keep them. They know how to make money from all these things, and that is why I call this a strategy, a very big strategy. So on a personal level, at a time I was living in an apartment, two-bedroom apartment. It was about $800 a month, because I like living in a very good space, very good neighborhood. The inspiration and everything, it gives me the motivation to keep pushing. So when I analyzed my financial record, and I saw that obviously I was spending a whole lot on rentals. And I started wondering, okay, how do I turn, because it's a liability to me, how do I turn this liability to an asset, something that could be making money for me? So I started, thinking, and then with the explosion of technology, there's something that is called Airbnb. That is, you'll be able to lease a space that you're not using for other people to be able to use it, and you generate fund from there. So I was like, okay, I'm staying in just one of the rooms, and most times, even like a year, like a month, I've not even really, because I barely have time. I've not even really had time to like really enjoy the hall, the parlor, other amenities in the house, in the apartment. So I was like, come on, let me lease this up to on Airbnb and be able to make some money. And to my surprise, one of the catches that when you are able to turn your liability to asset, it's not just about a venture. It goes beyond a venture, because it's something that you were spending money on, now making money for you. So you can imagine it's like double profit for you, right? So for example, the time I was spending $800 on rent, and when I started this, on average I was making like $1,400 on Airbnb, just listing one room. And then when you analyze it, I went from $800 expenses to $1,400 revenue. So when you analyze it, it means it's not just about $1,400 revenue. It's about the other $800 I was also expending, right? So it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. It will give you a very, very boost to your finances, right? So today, when you are able to analyze your revenue, you'll be able to, screen with your eyes of opportunity. We call it, you can adopt the strategy of what we call SWOT analysis. SWOT is an acronym for SWOT, right? S standing for your strength, W standing for weakness, and then O standing for opportunity, and then T standing for threats. So you'll be able to analyze, okay, what's my strength with this expense item? What's my strength? My strength at that time, or my strength at that time is being able to negotiate, being able to talk to people and all that at the time. And then I had relatively more time to myself to be able to manage such a thing, right? To be able to pick up people coming from a port and all that. So I had that as a strength. And then weakness, you have to be factual about it. Okay, so what are the things that you need to work on to be able to do this? All right, so you analyze your weakness, and then you analyze the opportunity. What's the opportunity? Opportunity, there's a possibility of A, B, and B, right? From the comfort of wherever you are, you just take nice pictures of your space, you upload it, and you just get people interested that are visiting or coming for business that want a space to be in. They'll just pay and then come over, stay, you host them nicely, and then you earn. Yeah, so it's a massive opportunity, a novel opportunity at the time, because this thing happened, I think 2017, 2018, right? So you analyze your opportunity, you also analyze the threats. What are the possibilities of you rather losing money when you invest? What are the threats? What are the things that can make it go wrong? So you analyze it, and then you'll be able to tell yourself, okay, at the end of the day, this is what I can do, or the threats are more than the opportunities, or I'll be able to reduce the threats. These are the strategies I can use to reduce the threats. So these things, I'm just bringing up a lot of things to one, so you just pay critical attention to everything that I'm talking about. So, and then another personal story is at a time I analyzed my financial record. I noticed I was spending a whole lot on fuel. I was spending close to $500 every month on fuel, because I naturally like driving. It's one of my hobbies. Sometimes I just want to drive around nice neighborhood, to think and all that through the process. So it helps me keep organized. So I was thinking, I was spending that lot on fuel. So what is the strategy for me to? And then again, there's an opportunity there. And I had a car that fits in perfectly, that I can use for Uber or Bolt or wherever you call it, online ride hailing service. So I was like, okay, the time that I use for cruising, just to drive around anywhere, why don't I end with it? Right, since I used SWOT analysis as well. I have very strong strength. I have strength in driving because it's one of my hobbies. All right, there's opportunity, Uber, Bolt, and other apps. There are threats, their weakness, of course, the time factor. Sometimes I don't really have time and all that, but this thing is just what I'm doing as a hobby, using my hobby to make money. So the time is not really a thing. Anytime that I don't feel like, I don't go on it, you understand? But anytime I feel like, Okay, I want to drive. Why not? You understand it? Make money from it. So at a time, it went from spending $500 every month on fuel to making thousand something dollars at the end of the month, right? So I'm saving at the end of the day. So the car became a very huge asset to me. So I'm saving on fuel, and at the same time, I'm making a revenue from there. So financial planning is not just about, you keep record, and at the end of the day you just check through, okay, this is what I spent for the year and all that. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, we go again next year. Nah, you have to sit down. That is a very, very big assignment to me at the end of every year. First of all, I set my budget, and then I analyze my financial record against the last year's budget. How did I perform? Did I outperform the budget, or did I have lapses? What did I spend more on that are not in my budget that I need to really pay critical attention to? Is it assets generate? Is it, did I spend on assets, or did I spend on things that will keep me behind financially? All right. So did I spend on investment? So why did I have lapses between my budget and my financial record? So I take time and analyze it. And what are the opportunities that these are presenting to me? So one critical example again that I want to leave with you is the experience of my first major successful business, my restaurant business. It came out of this. At a time in school, I thought about, okay, I was saving up to start a Okada business, like to buy Okada for somebody in Nigeria when I travel. So I was thinking about it, and then I noticed that, okay, my major expenses as a student then was on food. So, and then opportunity came, there was a space to start something like just get somebody that can be cooking just fast food, fried rice, and just this fast food. And I was like, okay, good, good, good. At that time, my mindset was just like, okay, at least I'll be eating very well from there, right? And then whatever that comes will be a plus to me. So I started, and boom, like became very successful from the first day we launched, and the rest is history. It's still a successful business today, existing today. The people that personally know me know about the business, very successful business in its standard today. So this is what financial planning does for you, right? It's not just about limiting. Nah, 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 nah. I can't. I will not buy this, because it's about getting opportunities from there, revenue generative opportunities from there, right? So financial budgeting, financial planning, sorry, is very, very important. It encompasses a lot of things, a whole lot of things. So you just have to, start from there. If you've not ventured into business yet, you can start from your personal financial planning. Then if it's your business, definitely, like I said, it's almost the same thing. It's just the overview of what we call accounting, right? So accounting is just knowing where money is coming from, where money is going to, how to record it, how to analyze it at the end of the day. So thank you so much for your rapt attention.